Hello everybody, Herpterp, I'm Walrus, and welcome to the Aftermath episode of Let's Play Sonic Adventure 2 Battle of the Dark Story. And as far as we know, through the first stage, Iron Gate, all we pretty much know is that Eggman is trying to get something that his grandfather was working on to help him take over the world and build up his Eggman Empire. So now that you know that, just hold on and I'll meet you at the power-up. Alright, now that we're here at the end of the second door, instead of actually taking the right like we're supposed to, we're actually going to destroy these two blocks, destroy these crates in the way, and move on to get the Laser Blaster, the lock-on missile power-up. It's the same for Tails in the first part of the story. The missile spreads it as explosives to destroy enemies in a wider area. So, spamming technique is a lot more easier, haha, like I said before. So, anyway, now that we're done with Eggman's first stage, let's get the next power-up. Alright, at this point in the story, Eggman has released Shadow from his prison. And, by doing this, you know what he did? Shadow told him that he needed to go to the Space Colony Ark and receive emeralds to, well, to help Eggman kind of take over the world, as it were. And because I like Mr. Turtle, I'm going to free him anyway. Hi, Mr. Turtle. And also by this point, Knuckles and Rouge are fighting it out for the pieces of the Master Emerald. And it's up to Rouge because she really, really wants that giant gem to find the Master Emerald pieces before Knuckles does. And now that we're done just getting all that out of the way, let's get to the story at hand. Dig into the wall right here, and you'll be transported to this certain place that we've seen before already. Another reskin of Knuckles' part, also getting the Mystic Melody. And let's see what this one does. And does it do like Knuckles did before and let you go to a different area and give you teleport? Indeed it does. Another thing that they stole from the other story. Alright, so I'll meet you at the next power-up. Alright, not that far ahead, we already know a few more things. Eggman needs to get back to his hidden base to get in to teleport himself to the Space Colony Ark where Shadow said to meet him. Being ruthless and everything, he decides not to get the emerald pieces he actually needs and decides instead to actually go without them. And also, another thing I forgot to mention was the fact that searching for the other emeralds, Eggman picked up the Master Emerald, and Knuckles happened to break it because he didn't want Eggman to steal it. So anyway, I'm going to show you exactly where this power-up is at hand. Now hold on a minute. You'll have to excuse my dumbness from last time. Instead of going right, you're actually supposed to go left. I don't know how I forgot about this stupid detail about getting this power-up, but I guess so, being it mundane and everything. It's another Mystic Melody for Eggman. We all know how it works, so I guess I can just show it off again since we're already near a Mystic Melody point. This one will just teleport you farther in the level. That's pretty much it. So I'll go ahead and meet you at the next checkpoint. See you later. Oh, and by the way, pots! See ya. Alright, not that far ahead again. We already learned a lot. We learned that when Eggman got back to his base, he noticed that Shadow was not, in fact, at the Space Colony Ark yet, but, in fact, he was out getting more Chaos Emeralds instead. And Eggman realized that everybody mistook Shadow for Sonic. Even he was skeptical at the moment how Sonic could even do it, and he said it sounded more like the work of Shadow instead of actually knowing it was Shadow at hand. Yeah, everybody is apparently stupid in this game and can't tell the difference between Sonic and Shadow. Well, either way, we also learned Shadow's true intentions. He's promising a girl named Maria revenge because she apparently died. We don't know how yet, but I digress. So to the power-up at hand, it's over here to the left. We just turn this way anyway, and since we have the ring dash ability, we can actually ring dash over here, jump up here, and get the flame ring. It will allow you to use a fire somersault, and we can actually get through crates. And it also leads you up to a new area with a rocket if you ever do so. Well, actually, you have to break open the crates, and then there's a switch, and then there's a rocket. So anyway, I'll meet you back when we get the next power-up. Rocket away! So, a lot of stuff has happened, and I'm going to have to explain it in this 5-minute time limit. So, apparently Rouge the Bad is working for, well, she's working for somebody unbeknownst to Eggman and Shadow. Speaking of Eggman and Shadow, Eggman actually made it to the Space Colony Ark and realized that Shadow was there also. And as it turned out, Shadow told him about Gerald Robotnik and his top-secret invention on the Space Colony Ark. Let's talk about the Ark also. The Space Colony Ark was a colony foundation founded 50 years ago. Gerald Robotnik was sent there to build things to help out the planet, but instead he was building weapons of mass destruction. And as it turns out, nobody really liked that and actually completely feared it. And unbeknownst to them, he was actually building, besides Project Shadow, he was actually building the Eclipse Cannon, a machine capable of destroying an entire planet that requires massive amounts of energy to activate. These massive amounts of energy I'm talking about are the Chaos Emeralds. The Chaos Emeralds are currently in everybody's possession. One is in Rouge's possession, one was in Eggman, and one was in Shadow. They need 4 more emeralds to complete the complete cannon and destroy the planet as they please. And so Eggman can build this Eggman Empire, and so Rouge the Bat can get all the jewels, and so Shadow can finally get his revenge on the people of Earth because Maria wanted him to. Okay, that was a mouthful, so now let's get back to the story at hand. Oh, sorry, story at hand. Now let's get back to the power-up. Using Mystic Melody there will give you these little platforms. These little platforms will lead you to these boxes over there, which you didn't really need the platforms for, since you can kind of... Well, Shmam Kid told me about this, and I even saw his video on it. He kind of has to jump... Darn it. You can kind of jump in the middle there and destroy the boxes with a downward kick. Oh, am I stuck? I was stuck there for like half a second. Can I actually do this? Go around, please. Go around, please. Alright. Hopefully I can do this. I don't think I can. Never mind. He showed me that you can kind of downward spiral these things very easily, and you can do it with just the small amount of space that you have there. Apparently it's easy, but I can't do it. The treasure scope. It's kind of like Knuckles' sunglasses. Press Y button to see things you couldn't normally see before. So let's use the treasure scope to reveal. One up over here, and some... Well, I thought you'd be able to see some rings, same thing as Knuckles, but you can still jump to take it off like Knuckles. So that's pretty much it, so I will meet you back at the next power-up. So, back again. Back at the base, I forgot to mention a few things. While they were there, they had the... Rouge had the job of actually trying to get the 3 Chaos Emeralds out of the base, and Eggman had the job of trying to distract the military so they didn't notice Shadow and Rouge, and Shadow's job was, in fact, to... sorry, I forget. Shadow's job was to blow up the island and leave no trace of them even being there. And, turns out that... turns out there were only 3 Chaos Emeralds in there, and Rouge ended up getting stuck inside of the vault. Jeez, I can't talk today. And it was up to Shadow to go and save her. Shadow ran back there, got her in time, and used Chaos Control to get them off the island before it could blow up. And now that they had 6 emeralds in hand, 1 for each of them, and the 3 that Rouge got, they needed to find the last one. And apparently the last one was in Miles Tails Brower's hands. They learned this because Rouge brought out a newspaper showing the fact that Tails saved Station Square, as shown off in Sonic Adventure, and thanks to that, he got the emerald as a reward. So, because he got the emerald, we have to chase after Tails in the tornado before he can get to us in space. So, maybe we can get to him, maybe we can't. That's pretty much it for the story right now. The thing we had to do right now is go by this Chao box over here, and you'll see this guy over here. Hit him, hit the other guy, and hit the spring leading you to Shadow's own Ancient Light. The same as Sonic's, apparently, and use the light attack to beat multiple enemies at speed. Press charge up and release to destroy nearby enemies. So, let's use it on these guys, since they're being a bunch of dicks. Go! Haha. So, he's just going to spin around in circles for no reason while I just end it off. Okay, so anyway, I will see you guys back at the next power-up. I can't believe I forgot to mention that this part in the story, Eggman had blown up half the moon. Jeez, I can't believe I forgot to say that. He made everybody on Earth crazy, and including the Sonic crew, and wanting to make them actually go into space in the first place. We also learned, shut up, Homo Chao, we also learned, thanks to Rouge the Bat and Shadow, that Shadow was talking to Maria and learned about that Gerald Robotnik was creating his research to help the people of Earth. And since Gerald Robotnik died, Shadow assumes that the people of Earth betrayed him, and, well, everybody assumes that, kind of. And the fact that he needs to get revenge on everybody by destroying the planet. So, anyway, Rouge the Bat, working for some unknown person again. We still have no idea who she's working for. Somebody, even the president, maybe. We learned that she hacks into the computer because she learns that the people are coming to the planet. Well, we learned that the people learned that Sonic and his friends are going up to the base because they want to destroy the cannon. Well, Eggman, unfortunately, is unable to stop them on his way to the pyramid, and instead gets distracted fighting egg golems since Sonic knocked him out of commission. And they actually make it into space. And, unfortunately, to Eggman's delight, he realizes that the Chaos Emerald was brought into space with them. And, weirdly enough, he realizes that there are readings from 2 other Chaos Emeralds on the way there, and he was wondering how this was possible. So, and we all know what happens with that later, but I'm not going to spoil it. So, anyway, I think I've explained everything, so I will meet you all at the power-up. I also forgot to mention the sidetrack section about Rouge the Bat finding Shadow being the ultimate life form. She found something strange about Shadow being the ultimate life form that we are unable to know yet, so she got sidetracked by noticing that they were coming into space, and the fact that Knuckles was not on board, and probably noticing that the emeralds in fact fell off the ship. So she went to get the Mastered Emerald in pieces instead, found all 3 of them, confronted Knuckles, and Knuckles saved her life, and then she gave back all the Mastered Emerald pieces to Knuckles, and talked to somebody who I assume is Maria, because she knew she'd heard the name before. So, back to the power-up at hand. As soon as you shot that rocket over there, in between these sandwich platforms, you will find something that I probably found before. What the hell? I'll leave an annotation up of what it was, since I'm apparently forgetting. So anyway, I'll meet you all back at the next power-up. Sorry guys, I kind of had a big derp moment on the end of the last power-up that we were supposed to find with Eggman. It turns out I had gotten this on this file earlier and completely forgotten about it. And on this file, I mean the fact that my entire LP file of this game got corrupted because of the fact that you saw me beat the final stage. Well, sadly, I couldn't go back and select scenes because I kind of exited out of the state. I kind of turned off my game while it was writing a save, so that save file of that certain level of Sonic Adventure 2 is corrupted, so I can no longer go back to it, and it kind of doesn't exist. And every time I boot up the Dark Story, it sends me back to the first story, which is kind of weird. I don't know why, and it's not giving me what I want. So anyway, back to the story at hand. In this part in the story, Shadow learns that somebody is chasing after is going to the cannon to try to destroy it, most likely. He has to do this by a direct order of Eggman. But he wanted to do something else. He wanted to stop Rouge the Bat because he confronted her in the chambers of the Eclipse cannon. He realized that she was a government spy and that she wanted the jewels known as the Chaos Emeralds all along, and to learn about the project known as Shadow. Speaking of the project known as Shadow, she learned the fact that Shadow was in fact not the real one, and in fact this finalized one. Well, actually, she doesn't know that, but if you would have actually read the paper she was holding up, she would have learned that the other Shadow was actually just a prototype. The word prototype was written all over that freaking piece of paper if she would learn how to read and actually snoop regularly like everybody else. Well, Shadow was wondering himself if he was the real one or not, because he can't read either, even far away. Nobody would even take the time to read for some odd reason. Well, anyway, unbeknownst to that, he thinks he's not the real ultimate life form and that his memories are all fabricated. This has all been brought up. Well, anyway, he has to go stop Sonic before he can... Did I really die? This is why I hate this stage. He has to stop Sonic before he can even think about going to get that... throw that last Chaos Emerald in it. So, essentially, both stories are canon due to the fact that, no pun intended, Eggman took the emerald from Tails as he was celebrating, and the fact that, because Sonic didn't necessarily destroy the cannon, Sonic actually just stopped the cannon from firing that one time. Eggman grabbed the emerald off the floor and could have made it to the control board, or as in this story, he completely killed Tails, Shadow got rid of Sonic, and he got to the control board. But the thing we failed to realize is that there was a danger sign on there. We have no idea why there was a danger sign on there in the first place, but we might be able to find out later if so an opportunity arises. So to the power-up at hand, for the last power-up to this dark story, just head up this spiral thing here all the way to the top. and then you'll realize there's another one over there with gate. You can't go through the gate, so you gotta make sure you go up to the top here. Once you get to the top, you can go over to Shadow's final power-up, the Mystic Melody. We could change the Mystic Melody in the window. This one, just like Sonic, isn't going to leave us a pile of rings. No, it's actually just gonna bring us to a new part of the level. So, anyway, now that we're done with this stupid thing, we can finally exit. For crying out loud, now that we got every power-up, we can finally exit. Alright, like I said before, you can either get the power-ups in Stage Collect or actually in the store, since you can actually pick scenes. But hold on. What's this? The last story of Sonic Adventure 2 Battle? Well then. Looks like we're gonna have to finish this off in the next episode. So anyway, herp derp, I am Walrus, and I will see you in the last one. Bye.